Hey everyone, welcome back to another English lesson. Today we are going to clear up a very common confusion when to use do, does, and did in English. Learners struggle with these words, but don't worry, I'll make it super easy for you. These words are called helping verbs or auxiliaries, and they play a key role in forming questions, negatives, and emphatic statements in both present and past tense. So, why is this lesson so important? It helps you ask questions correctly, it improves your understanding of verb tenses, and it makes your English sound more natural and fluent. By the end of this lesson, you'll be using do, does, and did with confidence in your daily conversations. So, let's break down their usage one by one, starting with the present tense. Stay with me. Now, let's talk about do and does. How and when to use them in present tense. Both do and does are used in present tense and they have two main functions. Number one, as helping verbs. They help form questions and negative sentences. And as main verbs, they mean to perform an action. For example, I do my homework every day. Now let's look at how to use them correctly in different types of sentences. Number one, affirmative sentences. The structure is subject plus main verb plus object. For example, I do my homework every day. Number two, negative sentences. Here we add do not or does not before the main verb. The structure is subject plus do not or does not plus main verb plus object. For example, she does not like spicy food. Number three, interrogative sentences or questions. To ask a question, we put do or does at the beginning of the sentence. The structure is do or does plus subject plus main verb plus object. For example, does she play the piano? Here's a quick tip. Use do with I, you, we, and they. For example, do they go to the school? And use does with he, she, and it. For example, does he like football? Now, let's break down the differences between do and does and when to use them correctly. When to use do. Do is used with the plural subjects, that is I, you, we, and they. It is used in the present simple tense to describe general actions or habits. It also helps form questions and negative sentences. Examples of do. I do my exercises every morning. They do their best to win the match. Do you like ice cream? We do not eat junk food often. Do they know the answer? Okay, let's discuss about does. When to use it. Does is used with singular subjects, that is he, she, and it. Like do, it is used in the present simple tense for habits and facts. It also helps forms questions and negative sentences. Examples of does. She does yoga every morning. He does his work sincerely. Does she live in London? It does not make sense. Does he know how to drive? Remember, use do with I, you, we, they, and use does with he, she, it. Let's talk about did and how we use it in the past tense. Did is the past tense form of both do and does. It is used with all the subjects, that is I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. It helps form questions and negative sentences in the past simple. Structure and examples. Affirmative sentences. Formula subject plus did plus main verb plus object. For example, I did my homework yesterday. She did her best to win the competition. Structure of negative sentences. Subject plus did not plus main verb plus object. For example, she did not go to the market. They did not enjoy the party. Interrogative sentences or questions. Did plus subject plus main verb plus object. For example, did you watch the movie? Did he go to the school on time? Key takeaways. Did is always used in the past tense. It works with all subjects. The main verb after did always stays in its base form. We never use did with a past tense verb. Let's go over some common mistakes people make when using do, does, and did, and how to fix them. Mistake number 1. She do not like coffee. The correct sentence is she does not like coffee. Remember, does is used with he, she, and it, not to. Mistake number 2. He do his homework in the evening. The correct sentence is he does his homework in the evening. Again, since the subject is he, we use does instead of do. Mistake number 3. They does play football on Sundays. The correct sentence is they do play football on Sundays. They is a plural subject, so we use do instead of does. Mistake number 4. I did not went to school yesterday. The correct sentence is I did not go to school yesterday. Here, the key rule is after did, always use the base form of the verb, not the past tense form. Mistake number 5. Did she write the report? The correct sentence is did she write the report? Just like in negatives, after did in questions, we always use the base form of the verb. Quick tip. Whenever you use did in the sentence, the main verb should always stay in its base form, never in the past tense. Let's quickly summarize everything we have learned with this easy to understand table on do, does, and did. First, look at the tense column. Do and does are used in the present tense, while did is used in the past tense. Let's talk about the subjects. Do is used with I, you, we, and they. Does is used with he, she, and it. Did is universal. It works with all subjects. How do we use them in questions and negatives? All three, that is do, does, and did, are used as helping verb when forming questions and negatives. Let's look at some examples. Do you like tea? Here, do is helping form of a question in the present tense. Does she play football? Does is used with she in the present tense. Did he call you? Did is used in the past tense. What are the key takeaways? Use do and does for the present tense sentences. Use did for past tense sentences. And always remember that after did, the main verb stays in its base form. That's it for the summary. Now, let's put this into practice with some exercises. Quiz and practice. Now it's time to test what you have learned. Let's do a quick quiz. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of do, does, or did. Drop your answers in the comments. I'll check and give feedback. Let's practice together. Great job. Now you know exactly how to use do, does, and did correctly. Let's do a quick recap. Do, used in the present tense with I, you, we, and they. Does is used in the present tense with he, she, and it. Did is used in the past tense with all subjects. Here is a practice challenge. Write 5 sentences using do, does, and did, and drop them in the comments. I'll check and correct them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more lessons. See you in the next video. Thank you.